What's up everybody, my name is Ryan and welcome back to my channel. Today, what we're going to be talking about is reverb. And I'm going to be giving you guys 4 tips to use in your mixes. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, so the first move I'm going to show you is how to clean up your reverb using EQ. So what we're going to do is take this piano for instance. What we're going to do is we're going to grab an EQ, but instead of the stock EQ, we're going to grab a reverb called Space Designer. Now Space Designer is a fantastic reverb that comes with Logic, and what's great about this reverb is it has a built-in EQ. So what we're going to do is take a listen to the piano and see where we can go from there. So let's take a listen to it. Okay, so far the piano sounds great. There's a lot of reverb on there. So what we're going to do is open it up right now, and we're going to take the reverb down a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to clean it up. Okay, that sounds great to me. Now what we got to do is clean up this reverb using EQ. So we're going to open up our EQ here, and the number one thing about using a reverb is you always want to put an EQ after it to clean it up and make it sound better. So the 2 tips to using an EQ on a reverb is a high pass filter and a low pass filter. So we're going to start with the high pass filter. So I'm going to play it and roll it off, and I'll tell you the frequency that I did after. Okay, so the high pass filter is at 100 Hertz. Now we're going to move on to the low pass filter and see where we can get there. Okay, so now the thing with the low pass filter is you don't want to roll it off too much, because a piano is also in the high range of a frequency EQ. So you don't want to roll it off too much, because then you're going to lose that crisp on the piano. So that is tip number 1. Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, so this next reverb move is I'm going to show you how to actually take your piano and make it wider using reverb. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is open up your mixer in Logic Pro X here. Now we're going to look for our piano track, which is right down here. And what you want to do is send your piano track to 2 buses. So what we're going to do is send that right to bus. So we're going to send it to bus 10. 1, and we're going to send it to 11. There we go. So now that we have our 2 buses, what we're going to do is name those. So name it for piano and for piano. So now that we have our 2 buses, what we can do on those buses is put our 2 reverbs. So we're going to add Space Designer and Space Designer. Okay, now we got our 2 reverbs up on the screen. Okay guys, so the next thing you want to do for this is we want to see if we're getting any signal going to our piano buses. So let's take a listen. Okay, so we're not getting any signal going through. So to send a signal through to those buses, what you want to do is come back over here to our main piano track and go to where these 2 holes are, and we're going to boost these up. Now we should be getting signal going through to our buses. So let's take a listen. Alright, perfect. We're getting the signal through. So now what we want to do is pan our reverbs, left and right. So we're going to come over here and we're going to pan these two sideways. Okay? Now what we're going to do is go into our reverb and pick a sound that fits best for the piano. So we're going to open up our first reverb and let's actually solo our piano track so we can actually hear it while we pick a reverb. Here we go. Okay guys, and one of the tips I want to tell you too, it's actually good to not use the same preset if you're using two reverbs. Use different presets because then what you can actually do is blend the reverb presets together so that it creates more dynamics and more atmosphere to your tracks. So instead of using this preset, Bottom Church, what we're going to do is pick a different one for the next reverb. So let's take a listen. Okay, so what I can pretty much hear is the first piano track and the next piano track have a different sound. So what we can do now is, we're not going to do it in this video, but I'll show it in another video. What you can do is, and since you have different reverbs now, is blend those two together to create an awesome piano sound. Alright guys, and that is how you can take reverb and actually make it wider. You can do this with all kinds of instruments. You can do it with the piano, like I just showed you. You can do it with guitars. You can do it with anything in your mix to make it wider. You don't just have to use EQ to make your tracks wider in your mix. So try different things out, experiment, see what you guys can accomplish in your mix, because there's so much out there that you can learn. Alright guys, so this next tip I'm going to tell you about, I'm not going to be able to show you because I don't have a vocal track recorded, but I'll explain it to you guys right now. So this next tip is actually layering different reverb tracks. So what you want to do is use 3 reverbs, and what you want to do is actually use different presets for each reverb. Don't use the same preset. And then what you want to do is actually send automation to your reverbs so that what happens is you can use automation to actually control the reverb so that you get different blends of reverbs throughout your mix. So you can do this on your vocal track, your lead vocal. Send 3 reverbs to your lead vocal track and then use automation so that these 3 different presets come in at different parts of the song. And what it will do is just create atmosphere, dynamics, and all kinds of great sounds so that you're getting a nice energy throughout your mix. Try it out. So you know what? Once I have a vocal track recorded, I'll do a video on it just for you guys so that you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay? Okay guys, so this next tip I'm going to show you, and this is the last one. I'm going to show you how to use automation to bypass your reverb in places of the song that you don't want it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the same piano track, but what we're going to do is grab our reverb here, and we're going to choose a preset. I think we're going to use the same preset as last time. And then what we have to do is open up our automation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open up our automation and we're going to come over here to where it says volume. And we're going to go to Space Designer. Actually, we're going to go to Main. Sorry about that. And click in on Insert One Bypass. And then what that is going to do is now we can choose where we want the Space Designer reverb plugin to bypass in the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass the second verse. So what we're going to do is come down here and we're going to make a dot, and then we're going to make another dot next to it, and then we're going to bring this up. and place it right at the beginning of the second verse. So now when it gets to the second verse, that Reverb plugin Space Designer is just going to turn off. So let's take a listen to it. So we're going to play a little bit of the first chorus, and then when it gets to the second verse, the reverb is going to turn off. So let's take a listen. You hear that? As soon as it entered the second verse, the reverb just dropped out of the mix. So this is a great way to create dynamics in your mix, and it works and it sounds amazing. So the key to reverb and the key to delay and all these special effects is to create different sections in your mix that sound cool. Because the thing is, if you don't add stuff like this throughout the song, people are going to get bored. So you want to add these little things inside your mix so that people are interested. Like when they get to a new part of the song, they're going to be like, oh, that just came in. That sounds awesome. Oh, this is something new. Try new things out that sound amazing. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also guys, remember, until the end of July, that code is still good for you guys for the webcam. So if you guys want that webcam and you want 10% off, the link will be in the description down below and the code will be down there too. So all you guys gotta do is take that code from the description down below, look up the webcam, type in that code, and you'll get 10% off. It ends at the end of July, so we're getting close, so make sure you guys jump on it. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, make it turn gray, turn on post notifications so that you guys are notified whenever I post a new video on Golden Productions. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned a lot about using reverb in your mix 4 different ways. So make sure you keep making great music, and any questions you guys have, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys then.